Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here, I'm Lindz. So what have we got to show you today? We have this. What is this? This is a Cosori Dual Blaze Twinfry. What is that? Well, I'm about to tell you. But first of all, just a quick disclaimer. I am not being paid to make this video. This is not a paid promotion. However, Cosori did send me this to see what I thought and show yous, and well, I didn't even have to show you, but I'm going to because I'm really interested in this one. Why? If you've been around for a little while, a few of us have had different, chats and stuff like that in comments. And I've always said if I was to go for another brand of, or, another Cosori, because I did have one originally, then it would be their Dual Blaze. Lindz, what's the Dual Blaze? Basically, it could be a game changer. Could. We don't know, but we're going to test it out proper today because I have something I'm going to do at the end of this video, which I'm hoping will demonstrate this one that I think is going to be the unique feature. So basically, this is a 10-litre drawer in here. It is massive. So I'm going to take it out. I don't have the crisper trays and stuff in, and I didn't do the whole unboxing on camera because I don't see the point. I'm going to show you now everything it came with. So in here, that there is your 10-litre drawer. Now that is massive. I have done some measurements for you. I've done them off camera because if I get the tape measure out, when my boy is around, my dog, for some reason, he absolutely goes berserk. So we can't be having that on camera. Basically, these are just approximates, so you can work them out yourselves in whatever measurements you like to use. Straight across, I'll have a look here. From this side to this side, we are 38 centimetres. Then from the front to the back, we're just a little bit over 21 centimetres. Now, the depth of the drawer here, which is going to be important depending on what you're cooking, we have 10 centimetres with the crisper tray in, and we have 12 with it out. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Now, straight from where these handles go the whole way across is a whopping 50 centimetres. So hopefully that will kind of answer any questions. 31.5 centimetres tall. That's going to be important if you've got somewhere you need to put it under, but I never ever recommend putting something like this, an air fryer, underneath like a unit or something, because they can let off some heat, a bit of steam depending on what you're cooking, and whatever you've got in that cupboard above, it can delaminate the wood stuff, or like mine aren't real wood, so the lamination stuff comes off. Hopefully that's roughly it. And from front to back, from where the vents are at the back to the front, including this part here, I have 31.5, roughly anyway. All the measurements and stuff like that are actually on the box, so you can have a look if you want to go over and have a look at the link and stuff like that. Anyhow, I'm babbling. What makes me so excited about this, right? When I first got the email, I didn't know what it was. So I had to go over and do a little bit. Why am I doing this to myself? I had to go off and do a little bit of search like we do. And when I seen that it had this dual technology, basically, let me show you. It is quite heavy. It's coming in at the box at 9.2 kg. So it is a little bit heavy. But if we can see in there, we have the top heating elements like you'd expect on an air fryer with the fan. But underneath, we have two more. That's 4 heating elements. So that is what the dual blaze basically means. 4, even quad blaze would probably be better, would it? I don't know. That's just my brain thinking. But for things like cakes, maybe pies, depending on how much you've used or you've experimented with an air fryer, yeah, we can do it. I've proved we can do cakes, at least anyway, in our other other air fryers. Pastry has been one that has eluded me so far because I can get them absolute perfect near, but the base can be very still sort of stodgy a little bit. So it depends on what you're wanting. Now, I am going to say this is very big, and depending on your family size and things like that is going to depend on whether you go for this. Personally, again, for those that haven't been here before, I normally cook for 2, 4 at a max. So yeah, this is a little bit too big, maybe for me. I don't know, we'll see. But getting back, I've probably gone all over the place and missed a load of stuff. But important thing, the wattage, the electricity use. This kind of like shocked me a little bit. On the side of the box and in your manual thing that it comes with, it's stating that it's 2,700 watts. That does sound like an awful lot when I think most of them on the market are around the 2,400-ish mark. But you have to take into account you've got such a small space there to heat up. So the less heating time it has, the less electricity it's going to use. I hope that kind of makes sense, but that's that bit out the way, hopefully. So getting back to this drawer, again, 10 litres in there, like it's huge. But I want to point these trays out, and it's just something I noticed when I was taking them out of the box. We have numbers here, that says 1, but at the bottom it says 2. Confusing, maybe. The curved side will always face the outside of the drawer here. So depending, like as you can see, hopefully there now, 1, 2, but you can flip them round. So, you know, as long as them curved edges are on the side, that's all that matters. This divider thing here is metal with like a silicone rubber thing to help it stop it sliding around, I suppose, and sit into this lovely little groove just here. So we're going to put that in. Now again, 1, and on the drawer here somewhere as well, I thought I seen it. Did I? No, maybe I didn't. But anyway, this side is drawer 1. It has something that is really quite impressive, and it's such a simple thing. You clip them down. So if you've ever, you know, been air frying something and you've gone to tip your basket up and the next thing is the crisper plates come flying out with it, this isn't going to do that, thankfully, because that is a big size drawer, and if them were to come flying out at you, that could be quite dangerous. So there are tiny little grooves in there that just hold that plate, and it just kind of pops down like that. Now, I've already shown you them bits, so I'm just going to throw that back in. So yeah, it is huge. But what we're going to test out today, I suppose I better show you some of the features actually, hadn't I? Oh. So we're going to come on. Oh, they also included these tongs, these handy dandy things. I think most of us that own an air fryer have one of these at this stage. I would have liked to have seen a thermometer in there as well. Maybe that might be something for the future. Also, you get your sort of like introduction pack with your quick start. And actually, before I go any further, I do want to show you something. Now, prepared as always, Lindz. We'll just come back up for a second. Right, I'm going to hold that up. Hopefully, the camera's going to focus enough. You just want to pause that, you can have a look, but I'm going to go over it anyway. So, the different heating elements in this, for air fry, the upper and the bottom are on full whack. Roast, again, they're on full whack for the top and the bottom. Bake, now this is the bit why I was so interested in testing this out, is the bake is a little bit of a lower heat on the top, but a full heat on the bottom. So if you have had an air fryer in the past, or you have one you're using at the moment, and you've done cakes, as I've already said, they are possible. I've done them. It just, you have to fiddle around a little bit with times and temperatures and things. the top can slightly overcook while the bottom is cooking through. So that is the bit I'm really excited about. To have a bit of a lower temperature, hopefully, because we're going to be testing this next. Then we have obviously grill, or if you're in America or somewhere like that, it's called broil, and basically it's just a top heating element. So if you're, I don't know, grilling a burger or something, grilling anything, yeah, grilled cheese. Then we have reheat, which is slightly reduced temperature on the top and the bottom. And then for the dehydrate or dry method, personally, the only thing I use it for now, or the dehydrate setting, is that it's really good for is bread. If you need to make some breadcrumbs, you throw them in there for a little while. Again, different video. So anyway, that's kind of covered the settings, but we're going to have a look anyhow. Again, you just have your normal stuff. Do read them. I did see in there somewhere, not that I've took too much notice, is an option where you can turn the beeps off. So that is in one of them books somewhere. First of all, we're going to turn it on. So I'm used to having drawers, but I'm going to have to get used to saying this. Zone 1, then they're called in the grand zone, which is a whole basket, and then zone 2. So hold on, we're going to turn it on, and we'll go zone 1 first. We also have here the sync and the match function, which is fairly standard on any of these types of air fryers. So basically sync would be if you had something in there, it's different cooking times and things like that. So they all finish at the same time. It's a very good option. Then we have match, which is basically you're doing kind of the two. You can still have one at a different temperature, but you're matching the time, and yeah, that's that. Again, here we're going to have this, which is telling you that both heating elements are working. So that's on air fry. Again, these are all standard presets, but you can, we're changing 5 instead of 10. I like that. I didn't know that. I must have missed that bit out of the reading. But then we have the roast as well, which again is 190C. That's a really standard preset. Bake, 160, again, standard. Grill, 240. So we're going up to a max of 240. We're in the range there of everything else, I suppose, that's on the market. But as I said, this one could be a game changer. Then we have the reheat, 165, and then this dry, 55. And your dry setting there, if you want to try dehydrating stuff in, it will actually go for 48 hours. Can you imagine having your air fryer running for 48 hours? I can't personally, but it could be really handy for some people. So anyway, the grand zone then again is all basically the same. All basically the same. And then you just press your play or your pause button or whatever you've got going here. But lovelies, let me turn that off for a second. Ooh, it is heavy, but in fairness, you aren't going to be moving it around and pulling it around like I'm doing. I've just got some cupcakes that I made earlier. The batter stuff, hold on. Now, I'll give you a look. Basically, this is just a really simple fairy cake mix, okay? And I have done my best to get them as even as possible. Don't worry, I'm just a bit strange. I like to have a liner in my silicone cup cases. It's just one of my things. So we're going to take out the drawer. I'm going to come back down. What I want to do is I want to do 2 separate cooking modes. Okay? And we're just going to have to see how it goes. So I am going to be putting, will they fit? Yes, they will. 6, I'll give you a better look in a second. 6 cupcakes in each side. This is mainly, I want to know, does that bottom heating element make a difference with the bake setting? Other than, I hope I'm explaining this right, but I want to know, is it making that much of a difference to the way it cooks something like a cake, which it is, you know, the bake setting is a bit more important for, because that is my main reason for wanting to try this out. We are going to be doing some other stuff. We're going to slip a few videos in, hopefully. So that there is them all in, okay? So that's quite handy to know that we can do at least 12. All going in. Now, I've not used this machine before, so let's just hope I'm not going to mess it up. We're going to go on. First of all, I'm going on to zone 1. Okay, can we? Hopefully you can see that. I'm going on to bake. Now, the booklet, or the little leaflet thing, says, and we're going to go by the book, that cupcakes, muffins, 6, bake. We're supposed to bring this down to 150. Now, I would normally always use 160. And then it says between 15 and 18 minutes. So I would normally do 15. So we're going to go with 15. Now, we're going on to zone 2. Is that on zone 2? Told you I didn't know what I was doing. And for this one, I'm going to go on the air fryer setting, but I am going to bring it down to that 150 as well for the same time. And I want to see the difference in each side for that cooking. So hopefully I should just press play now. Yes, there we go. Sound test. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's fairly normal. I'm quite happy with that compared to different, you know, I'm not supposed to be comparing it, but I really can't help it. And in fairness, you know, some of you that are watching this might be thinking of buying this. So I have to be 100% honest with you, because that's just my nature, because if my mouth doesn't say it, my face will. But lovelies, we're going to come back when they're finished their cooking time, and I want to see if there's any difference. So, back in a sec. This has just finished. It's 15 minutes. Don't forget, we've done first side, zone 1 on bake, and zone 2 on air fry. So we're going to take them out. Haven't looked yet, and have a look. Okay. Come down. I'm not seeing any colour difference really in any of them, but I've got toothpicks, and we just want to make sure they're cooked. Don't forget, we've done 15 minutes. That seems fine. And the air fryer one, yeah. But so far, I am not seeing a difference. But it's the underneath that should be different. Now, how am I going to do this? Because we need a lot more space. So I am going to take one out of this side, one out of this side. So what do we have? Sorry, recap. We have the bake set in this side and the air fryer set in that side. Okay. Now these are going to be hot, but we're going to have to see. Can we have a look? So the bake setting. Okay, can we see that? The air fryer setting. Oh. I'm not seeing any difference. Hold on, I need a plate. Oh, we're just going to shove that back in there for a sec and bring out a plate. I want to cut them open. I know they're still hot. So it's this underneath bit that I was mainly kind of looking at. So they're definitely cooked. Oops. All right. Ah. Okay, I'm just going to have another look. That's the bake side. You can see how hot they are by the steam coming off them, and that's the air fryer side. There's absolutely no difference. I'm a little bit surprised, I really am, because of the way that that's supposed to be sort of like more heating on the bottom on the bake side to a little bit less heating. So I don't know. I'm going to leave that to your verdict. We better have a taste test of the two. Don't find me. They're good. Okay. As always, I've had to do this. It was more so for my own, for yours as well. Yeah, himself in the back is agreeing. To see if there was going to be any difference. And I can't see that there's a difference. Okay, I'm going to let you make up your own mind on that. I have something I'm thinking about doing. Now, one other thing as well, I'm going to put pictures in at the end, if anybody's still watching at this stage, of it in the sink, because this was my biggest kind of thing about these bigger drawed air fryers. I've only got a small standard sink. I have took some pictures of the basket in the sink. I'm going to add them at the end. So hopefully you'll see that if you've stayed this long. I'm going to have to do a few more kind of things with this, because another thing on that was that it's supposed to reduce the amount of turning. Oh my days, where have I just gone? The amount of turning you have to do because of them bottom elements. And I'm trying to think, is there anything I can test other than probably what I've just done that have just come out exactly the same on top and bottom? You know, I don't know. Let me know what you would like me to test, and we'll see can we get that going. But as I said, stay tuned. Regular content is always, is going to be coming up. Maybe a few more videos now too, because I have a little bit more time. And yeah, so verdict so far, I don't know. I did put in a little bit of text because I forgot to say it when I was rabbiting on in the beginning. This thing you can connect up to Wi-Fi and your phone and see how long cooking things are, I suppose, if you're upstairs or somewhere else. I don't know. To be quite honest, for me, and that's what this is honest, I will never have any use for that function on my air fryer, but there could be an awful lot of you that might. And I do know that that app as well also has some recipes and stuff like that on it. So if you wanted to look at that. Okay. Well, that's that. I'm not going to give a verdict on it yet because I haven't used it enough. But let me know down in the comments what you think. Are any of you planning on buying this? Maybe some of you might have done already. I don't know. But anyway, lovelies, once again, it's been a long video. Thank you so much for spending time with me in the kitchen. And I will look forward to talking to you all, hopefully down in the comments, over on another video. And if not, please just take care, just make the most of life. And yeah, I will see you all hopefully in the next one. Bye for now, lovelies.